Hello and welcome to this video brought to you by Smart Edu Hub Mumbai. In today's video, I shall teach you about the condensation polymerization. Now, let us understand the meaning of the term condensation polymerization. Polymerization, as you must have studied in the earlier units, is the formation of large molecules or macromolecules. So how is this macromolecule formed? Well, there are a large number of small molecules, and the small molecules are called as monomers. So polymers are formed by joining a large number of monomers. So monomers plus monomers plus monomers, etc., give rise to a polymer. So you get a polymer by joining the monomers. Remember, polymer is also said to be a macromolecule. It's another name for a macromolecule. So this gives us a clear idea about what a polymer is. So what is meant by condensation polymerization? Now when the word condensation is attached to the word polymerization, it means again one type of polymerization. So again a large molecule is definitely formed, but here the products are not one, but there are two products. So one product is the product that is eliminated, that is the small product, which is a byproduct, which is not our desired product. Now what kind of byproducts can be formed as a result of condensation polymerization? Well, water can be formed, hydrogen chloride can be formed. So these molecules are usually the smaller molecules that are eliminated, and the larger products are the macromolecules, which are really our area of interest. Okay, so that means condensation polymerization is a type of polymerization in which two products are formed, out of which one is a byproduct which is said to be eliminated, and second is the product that we are interested in. So now, what are the products that we are interested in our syllabus, as per our syllabus? Now, well, we are interested in two products, and the products are basically nylon, which is made in the industry. That we are interested in the proteins that are made in the bodies. Also, we are interested in one more product, that is Terylene. Now these are the products that are a part of your syllabus. So I'll explain to you each of the products. Okay, so like I told you, these are the three examples which are a part of your syllabus, and they are very important examples. So let me explain to you the structure of nylon, protein, and Terylene. Now to begin with, let me tell you that nylon is a polyamide. Protein is also a polyamide, and Terylene is a polyester. So Terylene is a polyester. Now as you can see, nylon and protein have the same amide linkage. They are polyamides. So what I can do now is I can explain to you the structure of nylon and protein both simultaneously. So that will help you to register the structures of nylon and protein, and then I'll go to Terylene, which is a polyester, since it is a different type of a polymer. So now let me explain to you the structure of nylon and protein. So as I told you, the first thing about nylon and protein, that both are polyamides. Okay, if both are polyamides, that means they have got many amides, because the word polyamide itself tells you many amides, because poly means many and amides obviously means amides. So there are many amides in both the structures. So at least we are happy there's something similar in them. Okay. Now, one thing to ask yourself is, what is the meaning of amides? How do I know what is amide in the structure? Well, whenever you see something like this, C double bond O, C single bond O and single bond H. So this is carboxylic acid, okay? But when you talk about the polyamides or the amide linkage, then instead of this, you just have to remember that this is NH. So when you have CONH, you must tell yourself, okay, this is the identification for an amide. Now, like I drew earlier, it was C double bond OOH, and I erased that OH and I made it into NH. That means this C double bond O has come from some carboxylic acid. Okay, so how is the amide linkage formed? Amide linkage is formed when there is a carboxylic acid reacting with what? So now we have to, in the same way, think about what could have contributed this NH. Well, you know, the amine is NH2, so there must have been some amine. So here, let me just complete this. This tells me it is some carboxylic acid. Now, when I do not know what is the meaning of that some carboxylic acid, it can be any carboxylic acid. I just put a shape next to C, and this is what it tells me. It's some carboxylic acid. And now, like I told you, this has come from some amine. So, this has come from some amine and this has come from some carboxylic acid. So now, there is some amine that has reacted with the carboxylic acid, and when that amine must have reacted with some carboxylic acid, the carboxylic acid lost its OH, and that OH combined with the H of the amine group. So this is how the small molecule or the water got eliminated. So what formed was the main macromolecule that we are interested in. So we found that C double bond O and this small little rectangle over here, which is a part of the carboxylic acid, form the amide. Okay, fine. So this is the formation of an amide. So this is how one amide got formed. So this is how the amide, which is the main molecule of interest, got formed, along with the small water molecule that got eliminated. So this exactly is what happens when nylon is formed. I'm specifying this is exactly what is happening when nylon is formed. So that means I can consider this as my step 1, where a carboxylic acid is reacting with an amine, and this as my step 2, where my actual amide is formed. Now, if I take only one carboxylic acid and one amine group, what is going to happen? I'm going to have only one amide linkage that is formed along with the elimination of one water molecule. But I want nylon, which is a polyamide, which contains many amides. So there has to be a little change in the structure in the step 1, and the change will be, I still will take my carboxylic acid as it is. This is what I do in the first step, right? But I'm going to attach another carboxylic acid functional group on the left. So now, instead of being called as a carboxylic acid, this will be called as a dicarboxylic acid. Now it's simple. I'll just tell you, in origami you must have done that, where you must have done, drawn dolls out of paper. So if you want all the dolls to join hands, what do you expect? that this hand should hold the hand here of the other doll. Similarly, from here another hand should go and be willing to join hands with some other doll's hand here. Only then a chain will be completed. So you need to have a chain formed by holding hands on both the sides. That's exactly what is happening. If only one COH group is present, only one CONH bond will be formed. I want a chain like this. What I'm going to do? I'm going to then bring, say, another amine. So here I can then draw the previous one, N, H, H, and here again I will draw N, H, and H. So now what's going to happen? Again, alongside this I'm going to draw one more dicarboxylic acid. So this is going to keep on repeating. That means now I can get my polyamides. Let me see how I can get my polyamides. I'm going to only eliminate my water molecule in between the carboxylic acid and the amine group. So this is how one water molecule will be lost. Then I have from here another water molecule getting lost. So that means, and then when this third the other carboxylic acid functional group reacts with the other amine, this will be lost, and from here again this will be lost. So that means now what am I having? I'm having many CONH or many amide linkages. So ideally my new step 1 for the formation of the nylon can be this. It can be dicarboxylic acid plus diamine. Let me also label this. So this is a diamine. So you have a dicarboxylic acid, diamine, again a dicarboxylic acid, and a diamine, and it keeps on repeating. So this will be our first step, that is you're adding the monomers, and the second step will be the formation of the polymer. So now let us draw the structure of the polymer. The only difference in the above chain and the new chain here will be, I'm not going to draw the water molecule because now I know it has got eliminated. So I'm going to write the whole chain again, but only excluding the water molecule over here. In fact, polymers is one of the easiest topics you'll ever come across. Only thing children are really scared. If you do it with understanding, it's like maths. You can actually understand and do. You don't have to by heart anything in your organic chemistry. But yeah, a lot of practice is needed. That's what I mean. Okay. And since I've drawn this open-ended, meaning I'm telling you that there are n number of water molecules that are going to get lost. Okay, and this chain is going to keep on repeating. So now this is the structure of my nylon that is needed. So this is the structure of nylon. Okay, so I'm labeling it as the nylon structure. So now what I've drawn over here, I'll erase these names 1 and 2, numbering 1 and 2 from here, and I'll give new numbering as follows. This is my first one where my monomers are getting added, and in the second equation I have got my polymer along with the loss of the small molecule that is water in this case. Now I'm again telling you this is the way in which the nylon is formed. So I can do one more thing over here. I can just put an arrow here to show this is how nylon is formed. So then how is protein formed? This is how nylon is formed. Okay, now once again let me tell you, I still maintain that protein is a polyamide. It is formed by the CONH bond. So definitely the CONH bond is present here, but the way in the formation of CONH bond is different, because we'll go to the monomers of protein. So let me write on protein over here once again. So this is the protein I'm writing here. Okay. And before I go to the monomers of protein, now you tell me what are the monomers of nylon. So if I want to write down the monomers of nylon, okay, here I'll write it down on this side. So what are the monomers of nylon? There are two monomers of nylon. The first monomer is the carboxylic acid, okay, which was shown in the pink here, C double bond OOH on both the sides. That was carboxylic acid. So you can say the dicarboxylic acid was one of the monomers and the diamine was the other monomer. So you have two monomers, dicarboxylic acid and diamine. Now over here the difference is in the monomers. So what happens is when protein is formed in the body, it is not from dicarboxylic acid and diamines as your monomers, but it is formed from amino acids or amino acids, however you want to call it. So the proteins are made up of amino acids. That means there is one amino acid joining to another amino acid, and that joins to another amino acid, and this continues. Okay, and that's how proteins are formed. Now in your body there are around 20 different amino acids. So imagine there are a large number of combinations of the proteins that you can get. Different kinds of proteins can be got because these amino acids will combine in different sequences. Okay, so now our units are what? Basically amino acids. Now let me understand what the word amino acid exactly tells you. If I look at the word amino acid, it is telling me, the word amino tells me there is an NH2 group, and the word acid tells me there is a COOH group. So well, in a single monomer, if I talk about a single monomer, which is my amino acid, so let me draw my amino acid in this way. Suppose this is my amino acid. So the amino acid will have C double bond OOH on one side, and it is going to have NH2 on the other side. That means my monomer will have two different functional groups attached to it. So this is the monomer of a protein. So this is a monomer of protein. So now, how is this monomer of protein going to form a protein? So first let me draw the monomer of protein. So this is how I'll draw it. Just now I told you that I can draw different shapes over here. I can draw 20 different shapes over here because human body has got 20 different kinds of proteins. So I'm going to draw this COOH, and then I'm going to draw NH. This is one amino acid. Then I'm going to add to it another amino acid. So plus, and then I draw another shape. Maybe I can just draw a square or whatever you can call it. But when I'm wanting to make these two amino acids react, I need to take care to see that if there is a COOH group to the right, then opposite that there has to be an amino group. So that means this is how you're going to draw it. And now continuing the drawing further, we can add the carboxylic functional group on this side. Then again the functional group of carboxylic acid is here. So we are going to draw the NH2 opposite it. So the NH2 will be in this way. So this is H, N, H, and again this can be another amino acid. So I can take this as a circle maybe. So now again on the other side I will be having my C double bond OOH, and this can keep on repeating, so there is no limit. Okay, so depending on the sequence of amino acids you're going to get your protein. So now I told you it's a condensation polymerization, so there is going to be a water molecule lost, and it's always the OH group that is lost from the carboxylic acid. So here water molecule will be lost, so I can say there's water molecule being lost. Again in between these there's another water molecule getting lost, so minus H2O. Okay, and when this combines with some other amine group, this will be lost and the hydrogen will be lost from here. So I can call this as the first step, wherein I'm drawing all the monomers, aligning the monomers so that they will now form a polymer. So now how will my polymer look like? So in the second step I'm going to draw my polymer. So again I told you the polymer will be drawn in the same way. I'll draw everything excluding the water molecule. So that means again this triangle will be there, C double bond O, then I have my NH, you can draw this with me, it will be easier for you to learn it in that way. Okay, plus n number of H2O, so you will have many water molecules that will be lost in the process. So this is the structure of a protein in your body. So when you have to draw the protein structure, this is how you're going to draw. So now if you observe, again I'm getting the CONH, so let me just redraw or rewrite the CONH here. Again you have the CONH bond, so here again is your CONH. Okay, and in the case of the nylon, you also had CONH being formed. So that's the reason I told you both are amide linkages, both are formed of polyamides, because there are many amides that are involved in the formation of nylon and protein. But the only difference that you can now realize is in the way the protein and the nylon is formed. Okay, the monomers are different basically. So for the nylon, the monomers are dicarboxylic acid and diamine, and for the protein the monomers are amino acids. So these are my monomers. Okay, and this is how proteins are formed and how nylon is formed. Remember, protein is said to be a natural polymer. The reason is it is found in the bodies of humans. Okay, so this is how you'll draw the structures of your nylon and your protein, if at all you have asked to draw them in the examination. So I've covered the structure of nylon, I've covered the structure of protein. Now I'll explain to you how to draw the structure of polyester. And drawing polyester is also very, very easy. So have a look here. Okay, so now if I have to draw the structure of a polyester, so first, before I draw the structure of a polyester, let me tell you what is the structure of a ester. So I have a mnemonic for that. A plus C gives you E. That's ACE. A stands for alcohol. C stands for carboxylic acid. And E stands for an ester. Again, it's very easy for you to understand at this point now that if I take only alcohol group on one side and if I take only one carboxylic acid functional group on one side, so what's going to happen? I'm going to get only one ester linkage with the loss of a water molecule. And what's my ester linkage? My ester linkage is C double bond O and the O here. So my new molecule will be looking something like this. I'll have this getting formed. Okay. Now this here is my ester linkage, right? But I want a polyester. So it's the same thing. The dolls have to join hands on both the sides. So to get your polyester, I know you must have guessed it by now. Instead of having one OH group attached, this needs to have two OH groups attached. Then again, if you have your carboxylic acid, you need to have two functional groups attached. And once again, if you have your one more repeating monomer, then it has to have two OH groups attached. So alcohol, it's a diol. So when two OH groups are attached, we call it as a diol. And when two carboxylic acid groups are attached, we call it as a dicarboxylic acid. So this is called as a dicarboxylic acid. So what are the monomers? Monomers are diol and dicarboxylic acids. So it keeps on repeating. So again you have a diol and this goes on. So what's going to happen in this case? This is my first step, remember, when I'm aligning my monomers all together. So as we have discussed in the previous parts, that OH will be lost by the carboxylic acid. So there is one water molecule eliminated in between them, another water molecule eliminated from here, and this again will be lost from here, and this again will be lost from here. So when I draw the structure of my polymer, I'm just going to repeat the above structure without the water in it. So in that case, it's going to be somewhat like this. And with n number of water molecules that are lost. So ideally this is the structure of your polyester. Okay, so as you saw, the structures are not at all difficult. There is a fear in your mind, there's a block in your mind if you feel that you cannot draw the structures or you're bad at organic chemistry. No, trust me, you all are extremely good at organic chemistry. But if you are taught in a right method, or if you get a correct explanation, definitely you can do well. So there is no child, I believe, who doesn't have the potential to perform. And organic, I will not accept that organic is difficult for anybody, but a lot of practice is definitely needed. It's not that you see the video once and you'll say, okay, now I understood and I can just answer any questions in the examinations. No, you need to redraw the structures on your own, keep revising frequently, and yes, definitely your A stars are in place. So fine, that's all in today's video on the condensation polymerization, where I explained to you about the structures of nylon, protein and terylene. So that's all in today's video, and if you liked watching my video, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.